Hello. It's me, Queen P.R. Welcome back to Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture. And this is the show where we are going to obsess over Sonya Deville's bachelorette party, the designer that Trinity was wearing at TNA. Not the show where we get into injury rumors and where Camille's going to be signing. No, we are here to get into everything that your favorite wrestlers are doing outside of the ring. So I am so excited for Becky Lynch's memoir. We've talked about it in previous episodes. The Man, Not Your Average Girl, comes out March 26th. Rebecca Quinn wrote it. Mick Foley was her mentor on it. And it is already gearing up to be a bestseller. I already have bought the signed version. I bought the hardcover. I will definitely be buying an audio version because she is recording it. She posted on Instagram her in the booth wearing a really cute sweater, by the way, recording her audiobook. So very exciting moment for her. I can't wait to hear her life story in her words. I don't think there is a better storyteller than Becky Lynch. She just did a killer promo on Raw with Rhea Ripley, and it just reminded me of how unique, how, not your average girl, like the title of her book says, and just how amazing and iconic she is. So shout out to Becky Lynch. I'm very excited for your autobiography. I have linked the book in the description. Get your copy now. Rick Rubin is a fucking legend. I grew up in New York City. I am a hip hop fan and I know about Def Jam. And if you know about all of that, you know about Rick Rubin. What I learned about him recently, which made me even more obsessed with him, is that he is a very passionate wrestling fan. Yes, Rick Rubin. He has talked about his love of wrestling on numerous platforms to the point where I came across this quote that he made recently. Quote, the only legitimate sport is pro wrestling. It is the most like the world. We don't really know what's true. The world, we don't know what is real, what is fake. The world is fake. Wrestling is real. And that is Rick Rubin. And Kayfabe Clothing actually reposted this because they have a very popular t-shirt line. Wrestling is real, people are fake. So it's the same thing, but I love hearing him talk about this. And like I said, this isn't the first time he's talked about how pure of a sport and of entertainment that wrestling is. So I just love that somebody that I can say is considered a musical genius, like the Black album, like Hove got him on the Black. Like Rick Rubin is an icon and he loves wrestling. I would love to see him at more shows. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Rick Rubin goes to shows and just keeps it low key. But I also heard him say on a podcast, and if you know the podcast that these are on, please let me know. I would love to credit them. But he says he watches 11 hours of pro wrestling a week. So I actually had to think about it, like how many hours of pro wrestling do I watch a week without even really thinking about it? And that's not even counting like Raw, SmackDown, NXT and stuff like that. So I love that someone that I respect so much in a different field that I respect so much, we share that love of wrestling. That's huge. Liv Morgan. We talk about Liv Morgan a lot on this show, and I think that this show is going to speak to something, and that is going to be who has mainstream appeal, and Liv Morgan is one of those people. So she hasn't been in the ring a lot lately, but she just dropped new merch. She has a necklace line that she spent 2 years, she says, designing this line. It's a 3 beaded necklace. It has Watch Me on it. It's really, really cute. I can see kids wearing it. I can see fashionistas wearing it. They're really, really cute. You can actually get them on sale now in the WWE shop. They ship in 2 business days. So if you are in a hurry to get Liv Morgan's new necklaces, you can get it in 2 business days. So head over to the shop. I will link it in the description. I love this line. I love that Liv Morgan is able to show her personality. The fact that she was able to help design these necklaces and bracelets, I think, make it even more cool. So make sure you get the Liv Morgan jewelry, because I'm sure if this sells well, there will be a lot more to come, especially Mania season coming up. Cop it for your Liv Morgan, friends and fans out there, because I love it. Shout out to Liv Morgan. Speaking of Liv Morgan, she went to celebrate her best friend Sonya Deville's upcoming wedding. Her Sonya Deville is getting married. Her fiance is gorgeous. They have been together for a couple years now. They are so head over heels in love with each other. You can just see it in their photos and stuff on Instagram. But they're getting married. They had a joint bachelorette party, and Mandy Sacs, maybe I should say, and Liv Morgan were there to help celebrate Sonya Deville's big day. The pictures look great. The ambiance. I posted some of the pictures here that you can see. Go over to Liv Morgan, Sonya Deville's, and Mandy's Instagram to see more flicks. But it looks like they had a really good time celebrating sisterhood, love, marriage, and fun. It looks like a great time. So let me know what you guys think of Sonya Deville's upcoming nuptials, and just admit how much they're in love. I love it. Speaking of love, and one of my favorite wrestling power couples, The Miz and Maurice, attended a bread making lesson. So I saw this on Maurice's Instagram, and I was like, bread making lesson sounds so cool. My twin sister and I, Letty, were trying to find activities to do on our birthday, and bread making came up. We ended up doing perfume making, but I was always interested in a bread making class. So Ms. and Maurice attended one in New York City, actually, Sur La Table. It is a high end kitchen apparel line, but they also conduct classes at their store in New York City. So they went there. It looked like a lot of fun. The bread they made looked good. I linked to Sur La Table. If you're based in New York City, you can check it out. I think I actually will be checking it out as well. I love being able to see some of the, fun things that they get up to when they have time. There's a lot of travel involved. The Mrs. Hollywood, he's booked and busy, but I love that him and Maurice are able to find time to do fun stuff like this. So very cool. The Miz, as I said, booked and busy. And also, he has been around so long that he's a multi-time Grand Slam champion. So, like, if there's new championships, he's probably going to win it and he's going to become a Grand Slam champion. That's how long he's been around. But he's also been around so long that he has history with a lot of different celebrities. So, he is a well-known um Cleveland fan, the Browns. And it's interesting seeing, him talk about it on social media and stuff like that. It's been a very intense season. But he was featured on Inside the NFL, and him and Ochocinco got into it because Ochocinco is a Bengals alumni. So the Miz was probably talking trash, as the Miz does, about his team. So when the Miz was on Inside the NFL, Ocho Cinco was able to get back at him and smashed a Browns guitar, which is an ode to wrestling as well. Everything is wrestling. So this is what makes this cameo like so layered and fucking cool. And then, so I was doing my digging and speaking to the history that The Miz has with everyone. Ocho Cinco and The Miz had a back and forth promo about 13 years ago when they were doing the Celebrity Raw guest host, and Ocho Cinco was hot during that time as well, and they had an exchange. So just seeing the layers and the long-term storytelling as we see wrestling moving close more frequently into the mainstream, like even just producing this show, we're overwhelmed by the amount of things that they are doing outside of the ring. So I love this appearance. This might, now that I'm talking about it, might be one of my favorite stories on today's show. Yo. Oh my god, who tweeted it? They said at this point, Brian Curtis tweeted, "At this point, we just need to be alerted if Ric Flair isn't at an event because lately Ric Flair has been everywhere." And mind you, we're not even talking about him recently signed into a wrestling company. We are talking about the fact that he is at every football game, it seems like, basketball games, NASCAR races. Like he's selling Bitcoin and wings, and he is literally everywhere. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. He fired up the crowd in Tampa Bay, and he did his legendary promo really with the guest host. And of course he is a pop culture icon that, like, if especially if you're from the South, you just know the whole shtick. Also love the jacket, so shout out to Ric Flair. He's out here having fun and he's getting the bag. And the Buccaneers won. So, I mean, I guess also there were a lot of memes online because Ric Flair is at every game. It's like, yo, what team do you really support? Because you fire up any crowd, it seems like. So yeah, Ric Flair. So Mm, 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 mm. I love Modern Family. It is one of my favorite shows. It is hilarious. And one part of the show that I think makes it such a classic was how good the kids were on that show. And Rico Rodriguez, who played Manny, one of my favorite characters, I binged Modern Family recently. I went down the rabbit hole. I had to follow every cast member on Instagram. You know how it goes. You get hooked on something, you're like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. But I came across Rico Rodriguez's Instagram because you're curious to see how the kids grow up. Like, what are they up to? And I found out that he's a huge wrestling fan. Rico Rodriguez from Modern Family is a huge wrestling fan. He goes to games. He goes to matches all the time. He is always backstage with the championship. But what I do love most, and I will always shout this out, is he is involved with a lot of the charity and the nonprofit work during Mania season. So that's when I realized it last year when I seen his Instagram was he was doing a lot with their no bullying campaign and things like that. So I love that he's involved on that side of things because he's a pretty big deal. So he brought the WWE Legacy title to celebrate with the Houston Texans with his sister, who's also an actress. I love it. They had a great time. But yeah, I just think all of this is cool. Every week, we might even have to do like a sports um segment, I think, because it's been marrying each other very, very well. Shout out to Rico. I want to meet him at a show. I would love to meet him at a show. Let's manifest that. And the Texans won. I love that. Um, speaking of love, Nick Nemeth, fuck it, Dolph Ziggler, who I have always been a huge, huge, huge fan of, is out of WWE. But let me tell you, that has not stopped him. And I will also note, because this is the show for it, Dolph has always had what I like to call extracurricular activities. He has been a stand-up comic for years now. He always used to have shows in the cities that WWE were traveling to. So this is something that he's always been. He's always kind of been in one foot in the entertainment world, one foot into wrestling. It's just that because you have the John Cenas and the Rocks, people don't really pay attention to that. And he's not out there. He just does it. And I know other Dolph fans that have gone to his shows and say that he's funny. He brings along like Caleb Braxton has done it before. Renee Paquette, he's had convinced to do like a stand-up routine. So he's always done that. Like he has a lot of potential. It's like that hidden potential. I don't even think it's hidden. I think that's the curious case of Dolph Ziggler, is that because he has so much potential and he's right there, but it's just like, whatever. But now that he's not in WWE anymore, he is acting. His brother, Ryan, is signed to AEW, of course, but he had a role, a very important role, actually, now that I think about it, in the Iron Claw movie. He played Gino Hernandez, who was the tag team with Chris Adams that the Von Erichs wrestled regularly. And he was in that movie, but he's also a filmmaker. So Ryan Nemeth, the brother of Dolph Ziggler, is an actor and a director and a filmmaker, and he did a short film recently called Wanted Man, and it starred his brother who played a he played a zombie killer. It's a short film. It's on YouTube. I posted the link in the description. It is captivating. It opens up with Dolph in a cat. Like, I don't want to say too much because I want you to check it out. It is very much a short film. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And I will do a TikTok on some of the comments that I get about this film because it is something different. It is independent. It's a short film. It's two brothers. It's just cool all around. Like, actually, this might be one of my favorite stories of the show because I just think this is so cool. Nick Nemeth's world tour has begun. He is going to light up the indie scene. Like, he's going to be in GCW. Like, what? Very excited for what the Nemeth brothers have cooking up. Swerve Strickland is also going to be featured in an upcoming film, a slasher film called Stiletto. He is going to be starring in it with a few actors. I saw the article on Deadline, and if you're into Hollywood and all that, Deadline is a pretty legit site. So it's pretty cool to see, like, even if it's like AEW star, like a wrestler being mentioned, like on this site, being starred in this film. It's actually his second role. Horror movies seem to be his genre of choice right now. And if it's his niche, go ahead, get the bag. Congratulations to Swerve. Let me know if you've seen him act in things. Are you excited to see him in this new movie? He's killing it in AEW. Like, he's on it. He's on the rocket ship. Speaking of rocket ship, I don't know if this correlates because I've never watched the show with John Cena. Um but Peacemakers is in. And speaking of rocket ship, I don't know if this correlates to John Cena's show Peacemakers because I haven't watched it yet, but I will. But he is going to be in season 2. The director recently talked about how season 2 is already in the works. Season 1 was very successful. I want to watch it. If anyone has seen Peacemakers, let me know how it is. I think John Cena is a very versatile actor. Like, you kind of don't expect it, but he's been able to pull off a lot of things. It is a superhero movie. It's a part of the DC comic world. So it's cool that they have their own series and it's being successful. So shout out to everyone that watches Peacemakers. Season 2 is in the works. Adam Copeland was at the Percy season premiere red carpet. We covered it in a previous episode. And his episode came on, his first appearance as the character of the God of War in season 2 has aired. Beth Phoenix posted this photo of Adam Edge on Instagram in character. I just love when she thirsts over her husband. It is like the dopest thing. Like, they support each other all. And I mean, come on, like, Edge looks great on this motorcycle. If you watch the Percy series, let me know how Edge is in it because he has an acting thing. His IMDb page has things on it. He has been booked and busy. So I am glad that he is really on, really popular shows. And like I said before, if you are a successful sports entertainer, acting can be a very easy lane for you to emerge into. So I love that for you, Edge. Chavo Guerrero is getting the bag in a niche of a niche. He is the guy that production companies call on to teach actors how to wrestle, how to make wrestling look good on film, how to appear to be a natural at this sport. And that is not an easy thing to do. And I love that he's kinda tuned into the fact that that's something that he's good at, because it's been a great career for him. He's done it for Glow, the Netflix series, Iron Claw, of course, and a couple of other, shows, but he's gonna be starring as a voice actor with a few other, AEW actors in the season 2 of The Luchador. And you know what? Get it. Get the bag, Chavo Guerrero. I listed more information on the show in the comments, so check that out. I'm excited to see how far Chavo can go with this kind of gig that he has. Speaking of gigs, Big E, who has been out of ring action but has been busy on the ambassador side of things, and like I've said before, there is no better ambassador than Big E. I mean, look at the energy that he has in these photos. Zelina Vega was with him in St. Petersburg, Florida, to promote Royal Rumble and to also do a giveaway for this beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida, championship belt. You also can win tickets to Royal Rumble. I linked the post on Instagram in the description. I don't know whether or not it's passed, but I was scrolling down the St. Petersburg Instagram, and they have done a couple of giveaways for Royal Rumble. So I would follow the accounts. I put the credit on the top right side of the screen. I will go and follow those accounts because you never know. Enter a giveaway. You might win the championship belt. You might win some tickets to Royal Rumble. You never know. But Florida is going all out for Rumble. So I love that, Big E's a part of it, but then Zelina Vega as well. She has really turned into such a beautiful baby face because you just root for her and that smile, and she's doing so many different things. I love my Capricorn queen. But yeah, follow those accounts. You might get lucky for some Rumble tickets. Oh gosh. Bayley and Mercedes. Oh my God, we're together again and on a red carpet. I don't know if they meant to see each other because there's a photo that floated online of Sasha Mercedes actually looking shocked to see Bayley. So I don't know if that was intentional, but they both attended the premiere of Self-Reliance, a film by Jake Johnston. He was on New Girl. He's a very popular actor. So it's really cool that Bayley was a part of it. So she posted this photo that you see here of Jake pointing at her like, I asked Jake who's going to win the Royal Rumble. She also has a photo. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't put this in, but Sasha Banks has a photo with Cat Williams backstage. So this was a whole event that happened, and I love that they were a part of that. Self-Reliance is a Hulu original. It is available now. I have linked that also in the description, so check it out. It's a film by Jake. He directed it. I mean, Bayley had all good things to say about it. So check out that film, check out the photos from the red carpet, and just seeing Mercedes and Bayley together is just always amazing. The good thing that they do things outside of the ring, because when would we ever see them together? Uh, so Bray Wyatt, his Fiend, I always wondered because his Fiend mask was always so good and very like the detail. It was menacing and terrifying. Even the character that they were teasing before that everyone thought was his brother, Uncle Howdy, even that mask was very, you didn't see it everywhere. It was very unique. So Jason Baker, he does special effects for that kind of stuff, did the special effects for Bray Wyatt, and he posted this photo with him in the trailer. It looks like they're in a trailer, so I assume that this is probably one of those times that Bray Wyatt was making a surprise return, but he posted it and had really nice things to say about Bray. I checked out his Jason Baker's website, and he does a lot of cool stuff. So if you're into special effects and masks and costume design, I would check out Jason Baker, and rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. This is such a cool story. I have seen a lot of wrestling cosplayers over the years and, just going to Comic-Con and even shows, honestly. There's a group and the Subway Mania series, and someone was had the great idea to put an Instagram page together called World Wrestling Cosplayers, where they post all of the really good wrestling cosplayers all around. So I posted some photos here, but I would go follow the Instagram so you can see more. I will suggest, guys, look into more of the women. There are a lot of amazing women cosplayers out there. Just one off the top of my head. And of course, once I say that, I can't remember it. Over the Moonsault on Instagram and Twitter. She is so good. She's done Rhea Ripley, Mankind, Undertaker. She recently did oh fuck, I can't think of who she recently did, but she's really, really good. And there's so many out there. So I will suggest to make your page more exciting. I would look into more of the women cosplayers, but I do love what you guys are doing. I love seeing all of this in one place. It's so fun. So everyone follow World Wrestling Cosplayers, tag some women cosplayers, and if you're a good one and you want to show off your stuff, let's see it. Let's see the best cosplays. So you hot when people start bootlegging your merch. Like even Hov said it. Like you how when they start bootlegging your shit. And Dala just dropped a for-your wear line that we have talked about on the show as well. I do love all the designs. And there were people selling bootleg versions online. Dala had to tweet like, please don't get your bootleg merch. Get it at For Your Wear. I have absolutely linked that in the description. Get your shirts and your hoodies and your t-shirts now from For Your Wear to support Dala. He's everywhere. Go on his Twitter, and when you see the out of pocket tweet that I'm thinking about that I don't want to say, comment on this video. Comment on this video. Shout out to Dala. Shout out to For Your Wear. So, okay. AI is something that I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it terrifies me. There's something about not knowing when something is real that it makes me uneasy. However, I am aware that the world is changing, technology is changing, prose and journalism and all that shit is changing. So AI is everywhere, right? So of course now you have to think, what does AI mean for wrestling? Storylines, like can it help? Like AI is so scary when it comes to being able to write things. That is really the root of the SAGFA, the Screen Actors Guild, the Writers Guild strikes was because film studios, and I'm very much bit sizes of what everything was going on. It's very much bigger than that. But production companies wanted to pay AI people to do a lot of this shit and basically like kill off jobs for like millions of people. Like it's insane. However, because of where the world is going, we have to figure out a way to work with it, right? So where does it work with wrestling? That's an experiment. So the guys over at Wednesday Worldwide actually tested it after listening to Eric Bischoff talk about it. And they actually did it and posted a 3-act storyline arc, from AI. And it's very, very interesting. If you haven't checked out Wednesday Worldwide, please do. But that not only did they do it, and it was really, really, really cool, but Eric Bischoff actually got a hold of it, and him and Conrad Thompson talked about it on 83 Weeks, his show, Eric Bischoff show on Conrad Thompson's podcast network, and they talked about it and they loved it. They talked about it for a while too. They thought it, Eric Bischoff thought it was really cool that they were able to do that. And I think also the guys over at Wednesday Worldwide included what they fed into the AI. The AI sound old. So you were really able to kind of see, how it came to be and how this can maybe actually work out. A lot of people were like, maybe Tony Khan need to, you know, but it's a tool. AI is a tool, and that was very cool. So shout out to Wednesday Worldwide for that. And speaking of shout outs to Wednesday Worldwide on the Ringer Wrestling Spotify network, congratulations to Cal, Ben, and Brian H. Waters on 1 year of Worldwide. And what's so cool is on their anniversary episode, they had Bianca and Montez on there to talk about their show, and they were in a lot more actually. They talked a lot more than their new reality show. They talked about power. And they Montez gave them a really, really awesome anniversary speech. So check out that episode. I've linked that in the description, and give the guys over there some love. Ringer Wrestling in general have been killing it. If you saw the Iron Claw film, they have a whole playlist over there of Iron Claw content where they speak to all the actors. Yeah, it's really, really cool shit. Really cool shit. Shout out to the Ringer Wrestling and congratulations. Time for my favorite segment of the show, and it is the fashion corner. I talk about some of my favorite looks that I saw on social media this week from our favorite gals and guys. So let's get into it. First, this is Rhea Ripley. She wore this on Monday Night Raw. It is a black Killstar bodysuit. It's still on sale. And it's so Rhea Ripley. It's like half lingerie, but you could also like put some, black around it. It's feminine, but also super edgy, very much Rhea Ripley. And I have said it on numerous shows. There is no one on this planet that rocks black lipstick better than Rhea Ripley. And that is all I'm going to say about that. I love this. Linked this also in the description if you want to cop this bodysuit because I love it. Deonna Purrazzo debuted in AEW recently, but I think the biggest thing that we need to be talking about is this 3-piece sequin suit that she was wearing. Now, I am not a brown fan, but this color on Deonna is fabulous. She pulled it off very well. She posted more photos on her Instagram if you want to see more. It is from Fashion Nova. I linked that in the description. I also want to shout out Femme Wrestling Fashion Twitter and Instagram account. That is where I get all the deets on their fashion. Please, 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 please show her some love. The Haley, she runs the account. It is a great account. It's a lot of work, and I don't know how she does it, but it is fabulous. But I love this sequin suit. Shout out to Deonna. Piper Niven posted a TikTok where she made fun of clowns saying big girls aren't sexy, and she posted this video of her looking absolutely glam, like face beat, hair laid. And she has on a red like corset top and like jeans, but she paired it with this velour floral blazer that I am in love with. It is from Torrid. Unfortunately, it is sold out. I still linked the blazer in the description so you can check out the other stuff. It's a plus size line, but the stuff is absolutely gorge. So shout out to Piper, and yes, big girls are very much sexy, and you are killing it, Piper. So Charlotte and Andrade love matching. Like he had Charlotte in the Timbs, matching Timbs. So he's been very present on her social media ever since she's been recovering from her injury. And they posted a photo in matching Gucci sneakers, and thanks to wrestling fashion, I was able to also see that that sweatsuit that Charlotte is wearing is also Gucci. I linked it in the description. If you can afford that shit, I love that for you. I love that for you. But that, the queen is gonna do it up. Even recovering from an injury, she's gonna do it up. Also, in this Instagram story, look at the wedding photo in the background. That's just so I love Charlotte and Andrade. Now, Trinity put on one of the best matches of her entire career recently against Jordan Grace, and people are speculating where she's going to end up, but we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about that gold sequin bodysuit that she had on, posting with the TNA championship. Her gold makeup, the hair, the detail, absolutely fabulous. I don't know anyone else that rocks a catsuit bodysuit better than Trinity. I mean, that body, love it. So I also linked the designer in the description if you want to check that out. They have a lot of cool bodysuits on there. The designer is, I don't want to mispronounce it, but I think it's Aimkana, but it's all there. All their Instagram bodysuits are there. I love it. I can see Trinity wearing a lot of the stuff on that site. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. And that was this week's edition of Where Wrestling Meets Pop Culture. I had so much fun digging into all of our favorite wrestlers' social media and what they're up to. I will see everyone back here next week. I want to thank everyone that's been showing love in the comments and who enjoy this show. This show is for you. And it's for all wrestling fans, because guess what? This show is fun and it's positive. And if you have a tip, let me know. We'll include it in the show. Make sure you're following me, Queen P.R, on TikTok. Subscribe to Those Wrestling Girls on YouTube. And follow me on Instagram. And I will see you next week.